5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. The concept of the creamy layer of categories for reservation is one of the most significant developments in the field of social justice and affirmative action. It represents an attempt to ensure that the benefits of reservation policies reach those who are truly in need of them. The idea behind this concept is to exclude the more advanced and economically better off members within the reserved categories from receiving the benefits of reservation in education, employment, and other sectors. The creamy layer principle seeks to make the system of reservation more equitable, just, and effective by preventing its misuse and by ensuring that it fulfills its true purpose of uplifting the disadvantaged sections of society. The reservation policy was introduced to correct the historical injustices and social discrimination faced by certain communities. For centuries, these groups were denied equal opportunities in education, employment, and social participation. The policy of reservation was designed to give them fair representation and to create a level playing field. However, as time passed, it was observed that within these communities, some families and individuals had achieved a higher level of education, income, and social status. These individuals were in a much better position to compete with others on their own merit. As a result, the benefits of reservation began to concentrate among the relatively well-off sections within the reserved categories, leaving behind those who were still struggling with poverty and lack of access to education. To address this imbalance, the idea of excluding the creamy layer was introduced. The term creamy layer refers to the relatively advanced and prosperous members within the reserved categories. It is based on the understanding that reservation is meant for those who are socially and educationally backward, not for those who have already overcome these disadvantages. Therefore, the creamy layer exclusion ensures that the benefits of reservation continue to reach the genuinely deprived sections of society. The criteria for identifying the creamy layer are generally based on factors such as income, occupation, and social status. Individuals or families who earn above a certain level of income or hold high-ranking government positions are considered to belong to the creamy layer and are therefore not eligible for reservation benefits. The objective is to prevent the perpetuation of privilege within the reserved categories and to promote social mobility for those who remain disadvantaged. This system recognizes that inequality exists not only between different social groups but also within them. The creamy layer concept is a reflection of the principle of equality. It upholds the idea that affirmative action should not become a means of perpetuating privilege but should serve as an instrument for achieving genuine social justice. By excluding the economically and socially advanced individuals within the reserved groups, the system becomes more dynamic and fair. It allows the benefits of reservation to flow to new families and individuals who have not yet had the opportunity to progress. In this way, it helps to achieve the larger goal of balanced and inclusive development. There has been continuous discussion and debate regarding the creamy layer and its implications. Some people argue that excluding certain individuals within the reserved categories may weaken the unity of these groups and that the criterion of economic advancement alone may not fully reflect the social disadvantages faced by them. They point out that even affluent individuals belonging to historically disadvantaged groups may still face social discrimination and prejudice. Others, however, believe that the creamy layer exclusion is necessary to ensure that the benefits of reservation are not monopolized by a small section. They argue that without such exclusion, the very purpose of affirmative action would be defeated because those who truly need support would remain deprived. The creamy layer principle also promotes a sense of accountability and fairness in the implementation of reservation policies. It prevents the system from being viewed as a means of permanent privilege. Instead, it reinforces the idea that reservation is a temporary measure aimed at correcting social imbalance. Once a family or individual has achieved a sufficient level of progress, they no longer require the support of reservation. This approach not only ensures justice to the poorer members within the reserved categories, but also strengthens the moral and constitutional foundation of the policy itself. It is important to understand that the creamy layer exclusion does not reduce the importance of reservation. Rather, it enhances its credibility and effectiveness. It shows that the system is capable of self-correction and adaptation to changing social realities. By constantly updating and refining the criteria for identifying the creamy layer. Society can ensure that the benefits of reservation reach the most deserving individuals. This dynamic approach prevents stagnation and promotes continuous social upliftment. The impact of the creamy layer concept can be seen in the field of education and public employment. It has helped in ensuring that students and candidates from genuinely backward families get a fair chance to benefit from reserved opportunities. It has also encouraged upward mobility within the reserved categories by motivating individuals to improve their socioeconomic conditions. At the same time, it ensures that public resources are used more efficiently and justly. However, implementing the creamy layer principle poses certain challenges. The determination of income limits and the assessment of social status are not always straightforward. Economic conditions vary widely across regions, and some families may have fluctuating incomes that make it difficult to categorize them accurately. Moreover, measuring social backwardness cannot be done solely on the basis of income, because discrimination is often rooted in social identity rather than financial status alone. Therefore, continuous review and refinement of the criteria are necessary to ensure that they reflect the true nature of inequality and disadvantage. The creamy layer principle also invites a broader discussion on the future of affirmative action. It raises the question of how long reservation should continue and in what form. Some believe that as society progresses, the focus of affirmative action should gradually shift from caste-based reservation to measures based on economic and educational need. Stop.